Hello there Year 9, so today I'm going to show you some quick techniques using your watercolours, okay? So this is to help prepare you for your inner style of that you are going to start in a few weeks time, okay? So you can see here I've got a page with 3 different experiments on, okay? You can do as many experiments as you like. And notice how I'm using harmonious colours. So these are colours that are sat next to each other on the colour wheel. Please do have your artist research page in front of you so you can sort of see the colours that Abby Diamond uses and how she applies those colours, okay? So let's get started. So you can see here how I've got some watercolours, okay? Please make sure you've got some, okay? That might mean that you've got to contact either myself or Mrs. Richardson. That's absolutely fine. We can drop you some off into the lodge, all right? You can buy them dead cheap as well. You're going to probably need a straw as well, water, mixing palette and brushes, okay? So, starting us off, I'm going to actually apply water to my paper. And notice how I'm going to dab my brush, okay? I'm not applying too much, I'm just getting a bit of water on my brush and dabbing it on in a section like so. You could do your work in your sketchbook or you could do it on some paper. Cartridge paper is definitely the best for this though. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide on my colour palette. So I'm going to go for pinks and purples because I really like that. So I'm going to use this cool red here, the pinkier red. You see here how I'm going over it a couple of times to try and get as much paint as I can up on my brush. And then I'm going to start applying it to my water, and you can see how I'm getting a really lovely dispersed effect. Notice how I am dabbing my brush, okay? Don't scrub your brush, okay? With watercolours, you've got to be delicate and you're going to gently dab them, okay? I wanted to sort of change into another colour, okay? So you can mix colours on your colour palette. So you can see that I've already mixed a purple using red and blue. I'm going to get a bit more water on my brush for that. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to start blending it in with the pinky red. Okay, what I might do as well is I might add a bit more blue to that purple. I might even start mixing a new one. And I might even start to add it to the edge. That can work really nicely too, but look how gently I'm being with my brush. I'm taking my time, and you see how it blends into the red really nicely there. You might decide you want to add a bit more water. That's fine, it'll dry. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you some techniques as to how to get a nice texture going. So one method you can do is by making sure you've got quite a lot of paint on your brush. Making sure it's not too dry either. And you can splat. Okay, now don't go crazy with the splats. If you look at Abby Diamond's work, the splats are quite subtle, so maybe just select a certain area and do it. Another method you can do is actually by making droplets, and to do this it's quite tricky to do, okay, but to do this you need quite thick watered down paint, okay, so that means you've got a lot of pigment on your brush, you've mixed it in to some water, so it's quite watery but it's also quite bold, so you've mixed in lots of paint with your water. And then you scoop up quite a bit of paint and then you can sort of, there we go, see, make this sort of whooshing motion and you get these lovely little splats. You can experiment with the colours, but again you just need to make sure you've got enough water and paint combined for that. So it might be that you experiment with different ways. Make sure I've got that. There we go. Might even add some subtle bits there. You can then use your straw if you want to. Oops, that attempt wasn't very good. But there we go. Just again, subtly, don't go crazy with it. Okay? And experiment with different colours for this, okay? I would say go for at least 3 different variations like this. Leave it to dry. We're going to be using it next lesson. Alright, see you soon.